Hello, fellow flamenco enthusiasts, and welcome to Everything Flamenco. I'm your host, La Hugo. This is episode 53. This week, we're going to continue talking about emotional and mental health struggles. The last week, we really delved into that and how being injured can really cause a lot of emotional burden, sadness, frustrations, feelings of being cut off from the thing we love the most. And I really know what that is about because I felt it too. So, in today's episode, I want to offer some practical tools for coping, things that have helped me and might help you as well, or someone you know and care for. Of course, we don't just always want to talk about the challenges that we are facing, but also how to deal with it because we want to get better, don't we? So, today let's talk a bit about mental tools for resilience, staying connected to flamenco even when you can't dance, and how to make space for healing without guilt because flamenco really is not just about movement, it's presence, it's emotion, and that part of us doesn't disappear just because we're injured. The first step in dealing with any injury, especially as a flamenco dancer, is acknowledging that the injury is real. It can be incredibly difficult, especially when you're used to pushing through pain or discomfort, but ignoring or denying the injury will only exacerbate the mental and emotional stress. The key is to create space to feel what you're feeling without judgment, whether it's frustration, anger, because why did I do that stupid thing that made me injure myself, fear, or sadness. Really take time to acknowledge these feelings because not only does this validation help you avoid the toxic cycle of denial, but it can also foster a sense of control over your emotional state. Take a moment to mentally scan yourself. How does the injury make you feel on a deeper level? Are you experiencing feelings of guilt, like you failed in some way? Are you fearful about the future of your dancing career? Really taking stock of your emotional state is the first step in getting the support you need, and understanding your emotions helps in processing them rather than letting them control you. So, a practical exercise to do is to just begin with a few minutes of stillness and check in on yourself. Start by asking, what emotions are coming up right now? And take note of them without judgment. Simply acknowledge them because this is part of your healing process. After acknowledgement comes acceptance. Acceptance is often the most challenging part of the process, especially for dancers who are used to pushing their limits. Flamenco, as you know, requires an immense amount of physical strength and passion, but it also demands mental toughness. We are so driven by passion and the desire to return to the stage, and it's easy to equate healing time with wasted time. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Accepting the injury and the fact that your body needs time to rest is the best way to ensure a complete recovery. This means letting go of the pressure to perform or even push through pain just for the sake of doing so. When we refuse to rest, we often make things worse. Many dancers, especially in flamenco, have a fierce drive to return to the stage as soon as possible. But forcing recovery can lead to more harm than good. Remember, strength in flamenco isn't just about technique. It's about resilience and recognizing when your body needs time to rebuild itself. By accepting the injury and the reality of needing time to heal, you give yourself permission to rest without guilt. I promise you, this period of downtime is not wasted. It's an opportunity to reflect on the deeper aspects of flamenco, the commitment to emotional and physical resilience. As we've said many times before, flamenco is a journey, and sometimes the journey requires stepping back to heal before moving forward. Keep on reminding yourself that recovery is an essential part of your growth as a dancer. Imagine yourself in a year from now, looking back at this period with pride because you took the time to heal properly. And because you did that, you are not facing further smaller injuries down the line. Healing really isn't a weakness. It's a wisdom in motion. As hard as it is to let go of the need to perform, this period of rest might just teach you new lessons in patience, resilience, and self-care that you wouldn't have learned otherwise. Oftentimes, if not all the time, it's really hard to face these things on your own. So, a mental tool that is really great is a support system. Flamenco at its core is a communal dance, and when you're injured, leaning on the support of fellow dancers, teachers, and friends can really make a world of difference. The mental strain of an injury can be overwhelming, but knowing that you have people around you who understand the unique challenges of being a dancer can really provide comfort and reassurance. If you're part of a flamenco community, you may find that your peers are often the best people to provide mental support. They know the emotional ups and downs that come with not being able to dance. Just take time and talk openly with others who've gone through similar experiences, because that can remind you that you're not alone in this struggle. Your dance community may even provide practical support as well, such as helping you stay involved in rehearsals or sharing tips on how to continue working on your art while you heal. Having a network of people who care about your well-being can take away some of the mental weight of being sidelined. This connection to your peers reminds you that you're not alone and you still belong to the flamenco family, even while you're recovering. A practical tip is to not hesitate to talk about your injury with your fellow dancers. They may be able to offer insights on how they deal with similar challenges or just provide a compassionate ear. Knowing that others understand makes a huge mental difference and will really make you feel supported even if you can't be physically part of that group at that moment. Lastly, practicing mindfulness and patience. Mindfulness and patience are powerful tools for mental recovery. The process of healing from an injury can be long and frustrating, especially if you're used to being constantly active. Mindfulness is the practice of being present in the moment rather than spiraling into negative thoughts about the injury or your future. This is where mindfulness exercises can be incredibly helpful. By practicing mindfulness, you learn to shift your focus from what you can't do to what you can do. Even if you're unable to physically dance, you can still engage with flamenco in ways that nurture your mind and spirit. Patience, on the other hand, means not rushing back into dance before you're ready and recognizing that healing doesn't have a set timeline. We often want to skip ahead and get back into action, but the truth is, proper recovery can take a long time. The journey itself is an important part of your growth, both as a dancer and as a person. Taking time to rest, heal, and regain strength physically and mentally will not only ensure a more effective recovery, but will also make you a more resilient dancer when you return to the stage. I know it's difficult, but let go of timelines and instead focus on small, incremental improvements. Mindfulness and patience are key to maintaining mental well-being during injury recovery. Flamenco, with its passionate and intense physicality, can make you feel like you're at odds with your body when you're hurt. But this period is also an opportunity to develop new tools of resilience. An exercise that you can try is a daily mindfulness practice, such as focused breathing. Just spend 5 minutes every morning or evening sitting in a quiet space, focusing on your breath, and with each inhale, imagine your body becoming more relaxed. And with each exhale, release tension or frustration. So, how do you remain connected to dancing? We will delve into this in more depth in the next episode, but I just want to touch on this. So, even though you're physically sidelined due to injury, it's important to find ways to stay connected to flamenco. The mental and emotional connection to the dance can be just as powerful as the physical one, and staying involved with the art form, even from the sidelines, can help ease the frustration of not being able to move your body in the ways you're used to. One thing that is really easy to do is to listen to flamenco music, because that keeps you connected to the culture and the rhythm of the dance. When you can't practice physically, just listen to music, because that can inspire you, keep you in the right mental space, and deepen your understanding of flamenco. Something else that you can also do is to watch performances. Obviously, being wary of comparing yourself to those dancers and making yourself sad that you can't dance, but just connecting to flamenco as an art form by watching other performers, whether it's live or online. It can also be a great way to feel connected to the community and the art. You may find that watching flamenco dances in action reminds you of what you love about the dance, and it can fuel your desire to return to it. Pay attention to the nuances of their movements, the way they interact with the music and the singers, and the passion that they bring to each performance. This observation can also serve as a way to refine your own practice when you are ready to return. Additionally, while you're healing, you can also work on the theoretical and historical aspects of flamenco. Reading about flamenco's origins, its different styles, like cante, toque, and baile, in each palo, or the famous dancers who shaped the art form, can really keep you engaged and connected mentally. There's lots of amazing resources out there. You can refer back to the episode where we talked about gifts for flamenco dancers. We also mentioned a lot of books and films and things that you can watch and read. Doing independent research can really create a deeper understanding and reignite your passion for flamenco, making it easier to return with a renewed sense of purpose once you've recovered. While you're physically unable to dance, it's essential to continue nurturing the mind-body connection that's so integral to flamenco. Flamenco is not just about the physical movements, it's also about the intense mental and emotional connection between the body, the music, and the rhythm. During your recovery, you can still engage in mental practice, which can aid in your recovery and prepare you to return to the dance floor stronger than ever. One great way to maintain your connection to flamenco is through visualization. Visualizing yourself performing certain movements or going through a choreography in your head, even without physically doing them, can keep your mind sharp. So if it's a lower body injury, you can perhaps even follow along with your arms, or if it's an arm injury or upper body injury that you have, you can just slowly mark steps with your feet, just while mentally going through your choreography. Imagine yourself moving through a particular palo, feeling the rhythm of the guitar, or executing a particular step with precision and grace. These mental rehearsals can help you retain muscle memory, improve your timing, and keep your flamenco instincts alive, even when you're unable to physically dance. Another way to stay connected to flamenco is by working on your rhythm and musicality, because As you all know, flamenco is as much about the music as it is about the movement. You can refine your sense of rhythm by clapping along to the compás or practicing different palos in your mind. This exercise can keep your rhythmic awareness sharp even if you're not physically able to participate. And finally, you can use this time to work on your musical understanding. Understanding the structure of a flamenco piece or studying the nuances of the music can enhance your performance when you return to dancing. By strengthening your mental connection to flamenco, you help ensure that you stay in tune with its soul even if you're waiting for your body to heal. By doing these simple steps to stay connected mentally and emotionally to flamenco during your injury, you're not only nourishing your passion, but also setting the stage for a more seamless and fulfilling return to dancing when the time is right. Remember that flamenco is not just physical, it is mental, especially with flamenco. You connect with the audience by giving of yourself. If you look after your mental well-being, you'll have more to give. I hope this episode wasn't too short, but it is something that's close to my heart because we often forget about our mental well-being. And as we wrap up, I just want you to remember that injuries are an inevitable part of every dancer's journey. No matter how much we love our art, the body sometimes needs time to rest and heal. And while physical recovery is critical, mental strength is just as essential in overcoming an injury. Remember that flamenco is a lifelong practice, one that's built over time and with growth. It comes slowly, slow and steady wins the race. It's about the journey, the learning, and the resilience you develop along the way. So if you're currently dealing with an injury, I want to leave you with a message of encouragement. Be kind to yourself. Trust the process. Recovery may take time, and it's easy to get frustrated or to feel disconnected from the art form. But remember, flamenco will always be there for you when you're ready to return. Give yourself the space and the time to heal, physically and mentally. And know that mental strength is your ally in bouncing back. Don't rush. The passion you have for flamenco isn't going anywhere. Allow yourself to embrace this period of rest as part of your growth as a dancer and a person. And when the time is right, you'll come back stronger, more connected to the dance, and more appreciative of the journey that led you to that moment. So in the next episode, we'll talk about the harsh reality that some may face, that their injuries or health won't allow them to return to dancing, as a dancer, that is. But there are options to explore. So until next time, be kind to your body, be gentle with your heart, and remember, flamenco will still be here waiting for you when you're ready. Ole!